guys, welcome back to another episode of Slevtek's Roundtable, where we get a little bit of a deeper dive into content creators of all sizes to see who they are on and off of camera. Today I got my boy Martin Walsh. I literally just met him and I can already tell it's going to be a great episode. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much for having me indeed. Again, loving the energy, as we just said when we first met each other. I think we're definitely going to be bouncing forwards to and from. But yeah, I'm super excited indeed. Woo.
Hell yeah, man. It's nighttime where you are, right? Like I'm seeing like outside your window, it looks super dark. So
yeah, so I thought it's dark outside, so I've got to keep it lit and going on the inside, getting me going through the night. Again, streaming all throughout the day, all throughout the night. Lots of things going on here indeed. But yeah, keeping it going indeed.
I love it. What'd you do today, man? Run me through your day.
Well, I'm actually on a massive grind at the moment. Obviously, Call of Duty Warzone released a few days ago on the Tuesday, and I've been pumping videos out. Me and my moderator, day in, day out, trying to keep on top of the leaderboards. We're in the top 1,000 players out of 15 million right now.
Jesus.
And we're in the top 300 on PlayStation for Warzone. We've got 24 wins. So day and night been grinding that, working hard, and well, today's Sunday, the day of rest.
Haven't played at all. Taking the day off.
Kind of. I managed to get 7 hours sleep. Have a big dinner. We've been grinding again. We've done a big stream today, and going to be back on it after this. But no. Definitely taking time out to come do this beautiful and wonderful podcast.
Oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. It's kind of funny how this podcast is like. I started it just thinking of like, okay, I'm gonna like talk to some people, like get to know a couple of different content creators, have some fun with it. You know, essentially just like branch out and meet new people. And it's kind of like taking this whole new shape from just like you get to listen to other people's stories, you get to actually understand them. Not only that, but I've found like our audiences and our communities, our families actually intertwine with each other. And so like everybody starts to get to know everybody. I love it, man.
Absolutely. Again, it's a better way, like, you know, Just Talk on Twitch is a great category for Twitch's audiences to get to know them. This takes it to a whole new level. Yeah, absolutely, of getting to know the person behind the screen. Deeper and better, and again intertwining communities. Just amazing.
And what I love about it too is like it's not live, so people can come back and watch this at any time. That's one thing that I've found with live streaming. It's like I'll tell a story and it's an awesome story and everybody loves it, but then like 20 people heard that story, but then like nobody else apart from that heard that, you know?
100%.
So whereas this, you can just come back and like, whether you can watch it like the moment it releases or a month later, you can still get those stories.
Again.
And it's also cool because like in like 2 years time when we're like bigger content creators, or like let's say one of us makes it big, it's exactly what's gonna happen. It'll be cool to like go back into time and essentially like watch yourself a year ago and be like, whoa, that's what I was talking about.
I already love doing that. I already love doing that and going, wow, I started from here and look where I am now. It's just the little steps. People think, so some people may not notice it, but you definitely do from day to day. And that's one of the best ways to,
yeah, you're good.
Camera's frozen there.
No, mine is?
Are we still live?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
We're back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
I think it was just a latency on your end.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, one of the best things to do is always look back and see where you were and where you are now, and just reassure yourself that things are going in the right direction. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. How did you get into streaming, or how did you kind of get into the field?
It's a great question. So I actually started streaming live off of my PlayStation 4 when PlayStation 4 first came out. When I was probably about 18 years old. I feel like a right boomer now. I'm 24 now. So I started streaming then, and I was streaming games such as Call of Duty, Need for Speed, Evolve was one of my favorite games.
That was like the Predator, like hide and seek game, right?
Yes. Oh my God, you know it. Not many people know it. I love that game.
It wasn't huge, but it was a fun game.
Absolutely, a bit. I don't think they managed to kind of figure out how to balance the game, but it was a beautiful game nevertheless. So I started off then, and that back then, Twitch was super easy to grow on because there was not as many streamers.
Yeah, the streamer to audience ratio was
Absolutely,
very
the streamer
low.
to audience ratio was massive. Like the majority of streamers had at least 30 viewers per streamer. Now, I don't even know what the ratio is. It's ridiculous.
It hurts. It's hard.
It is hard. It is hard because not only are you trying to be the best you can be, but you're competing against all these other people. And again, that's a whole different category. But back where I was, yeah, I was growing tremendously. I was in the Minecraft community. That worked amazingly for me as well. Massive audience there. But after that and where I was in life, I decided, you know what, I want to travel the world. So I joined a holiday company known in the UK as TUI. And I then worked in Magaluf as a party rep. That was a hell of an experience, to say the least.
As a party representative, there's some stories there.
Oh, we might have to do this podcast for another few hours.
A couple parts. I like it. No, hell yeah, man. I'll tell you. You tell me your background. I'll tell you my background because like I've done some traveling. I've done some things too. So 100%.
I'll give you the general overview, and if you want to dive back into any parts of it, feel free.
100%.
So again, my travel background started with Magaluf, the party destination.
Where is that, Magaluf?
So it's in Mallorca. So you got mainland Spain, and Mallorca's just below there. Magaluf, known for how crazy it is. The Brits abroad get their stereotype from there. People let loose. It's a whole other world. It's craziness. Anything you think can happen will happen there.
Sure.
And I was basically a babysitter for 18 to 30s. Really, I was a doxer. I was a counselor. I had all my guests now to take care of them on the massive nights.
How'd you land that though? Like, how did you get into that?
So I was at the age of 18. I didn't apply for university. I got the grades, but I thought I wasn't gonna. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I was wrong. So I actually started working in restaurants. Became a manager. At the age of 18, I was renting my own house with my girlfriend back then at the time, and I was just there like, I need more from life. I needed more from life. So I went traveling, and I landed the job because I was just there like, wouldn't that be an amazing experience?
Sure,
Push myself out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I was so nervous. And after the interview, they then flew 50 people out to Mallorca for like a test week to see if you could handle it. And I was presenting in front of audiences up to like 50 to 100 people. And I was shaking like a leaf. But I knew I was going to enjoy it because I'd never done anything else like that. And it really molded me into who I am today.
Yeah. And I found that the things that scare you the most, if you actually go out and do them, make you the most confident and makes you the most, or the best person or the best version of yourself, you know?
Absolutely. Who are you to say who you are until you try it?
Exactly.
Like, people say to me, oh, I don't know what I want to do in life. And I simply ask them back and they're like, what have you tried?
Exactly.
And most of the time they've tried nothing.
Exactly. They've stayed in their hometown, you know, they've had a couple jobs. They haven't actually experienced the world, you know?
Absolutely. And it's a scary thought. Don't get me wrong. Some people will stay in their hometown. They'll have a wonderful life. But for me, I could never do that.
Yeah. You just want more out of it.
World.
Yeah.
Exactly. You want the most out of it.
You're adventurous. Not everybody's like that, and that's completely fine. But for those that are, you're not satisfied. Like for me, I feel like I'm never going to be satisfied or content. I'm always going to want more out of life. And I think that's always going to keep me chasing something, whatever that may be, you know. And that's how it keeps my life interesting. But that's cool. So you did that for how long? And then what did you do after that?
So I was in Magaluf for 7 months. I then went to mainland Spain for the winter after that. I went to Greece. I was in Italy last year. Probably a great time to be in there considering what's happening around the world right now.
Exactly.
And then I've been into Boa Vista and to Thailand as well. My computer is just currently checking to see any audio input, which is fantastic timing right now.
No, that's weird. No, you're all good on my end. You're all good on my end.
If you can still hear me or not.
Can you hear me?
Let me just double check.
I don't think you can
There
hear
we go.
me.
We're back.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you the whole time, so you're completely fine on my end. No, you're good, man.
And
Dude, technology, it's either your best friend or your worst enemy, you know?
I know. I absolutely blitz the hell out of this computer streaming day and night and creating everything. So you're doing well. You're doing well. Come on, keep up with me.
Keep up, bud. I love it. So you did a lot of traveling.
I've been to Thailand. Yeah. Thailand was my favorite place.
Really?
In the world. It's another world. The people out there are so humble. They have absolutely nothing, and they never stop smiling. It really puts a perspective onto life on how we grow up in this modern world and how money is the main influencer of happiness. If you've got money, you're happy. That's what everyone gets told.
Yeah.
Where they've got nothing and they just smile from day to day, just going throughout such a beautiful world. And I meditated with the monks in the jungles, and yeah, meditating. Do it, please, everyone. It's just insane how much peace it can bring you, and really you can focus on your thoughts and what you truly want inside. So meditating is a great thing. But yeah, Thailand was definitely the most crazy, insane places to go to.
It's crazy how meditation can do different things though, right? For you. Like for me, I've tried the like orthodox meditation where you like sit down and actually just focus on your breathing for about 10 minutes. You know, I've done that. Yeah. Just because like my mind, I'd never got diagnosed with like ADD or ADHD or whatnot, but like my mind's going a million miles an hour. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just it doesn't stop. Like I have problems sleeping because I just am constantly thinking. Not like negative thoughts or anything like that, but just like thinking like, how can I better improve the stream? How can I take myself to the next level? Like this and that. And it's great, but it's a double-edged sword because like it can also just actually be counterproductive because you're not getting sleep and you're no longer as sharp. But
only last night, yeah.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, only last night, literally with that point you just said, I got to bed at 2 a.m. and I was just there like, I wasn't tired. And I was thinking, right, what am I going to do tomorrow? I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and this. And I ended up staying awake for an extra 2 hours planning. And I was thinking, you can only plan too much. Like you need to action it. And I was thinking the longer I was awake for, the less I'm going to have time to do this. And then you really can overthink it
100%.
And cause yourself to stress because there's a fine balance. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. No. And so what I've personally found like with me, like in meditation is like, I do it in a way that like now I'm kind of running, but like I would use like exercise as my form of meditation. Like I would go to the gym. And I wouldn't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to like converse with anybody. I'm not trying to pick up chicks. I'm literally just there to like exercise. And I just find that like I'm very at peace when I'm exercising. Just recently, I've started dating this girl like a couple times. And it's like the only other time that I'm at peace is like when I'm just like hanging out with her. You know what I mean? And so it's weird to find those like moments, you know, where you can kind of just like stop thinking. At least for me.
Absolutely.
You know?
How is the dating going?
Well, I mean, it's like infancy stage, so like we've gone out on a couple dates, but they've been great, man. Like we went to, have you heard of the movie Parasite? I'm sure you have.
Yes, heard of the movie Parasite,
Have you seen it?
No, I've not seen it.
Dude, absolute killer of a movie. Think of like every genre of movie, like horror, like rom-com, like comedy, all put into one in like 2 hours and 20 minutes, but it feels like a 4-hour movie in the best way possible. You know, it doesn't feel like it's like going on forever, but it's so good.
Did you want it to continue, or does it have like a satisfactory ending?
Dude, totally. Like I got everything out of it that I wanted, you know, and then some. Like it wasn't like just like what ending was that? Like you know how it's like a great movie and the ending sucks, and you're just like, dude, come on. Yeah,
and it just ruins it.
No, it like perfect bun, man. Like perfect bow. It was nice. But we did that, and then we went back to like my place because like right now I'm at my mom's. I'm helping her like look after her and whatnot. So I'm living over here, but I have another place, like a house that is like in the other town because I live about like 45 minutes away from my mom. And so like I still have my place there. So we went back to my place and like literally just like talked all night, which was like great. Got like 2 hours sleep and then like had to come up and then like that was Wednesday and I have Thriller Thursdays where I play scary games on Thursdays, which is awesome. It's great. I'm playing Resident Evil 7 Biohazard right now.
I am the biggest wuss.
Oh, I am too. Dude, I need to show you some clips of like me freaking out. I'm the worst person or the best person to play scary games. But
Ah,
no, we've done that. Like she really likes the movies, so we've been going to the movies pretty frequently. We went to go
that's
see The
cute.
Hunt a couple days ago.
The hunts, yeah.
And then she like brought over her Nintendo Switch and we played like Mario.
Oh,
And so
the amount, of course.
I think she was trying to score some brownie points, but I'll take it, you know.
A for
But
effort. A for
yeah,
effort. How did she do on the Mario Kart?
dude, she whooped my ass, man.
No.
Yeah, we played like
Did that
Mario
win?
U or something like that. And like it was just like where like you go through the levels and everything, and it's essentially like
Yeah.
the Mario like original that you typically find. But it's yeah, we did like a 2-player where we're both working on the same team. But god
Yeah.
damn, like she's played that like like she's a master at it. Like I don't play Mario, so it was
So
kind of cool.
you've answered my question. I was going to be there like, okay, guy to guy, did you let her win? But by the sounds of it,
No,
you
she
didn't.
she swept the floor with me, man. I was like, holy dude, like it was cool.
I'm not sure if you're going to get stick for this or not.
Dude, I don't even care. Like I've always said it's like even like I just want a girl that can play video games, you know? Like
Yeah.
today it's
Yeah.
Mario, tomorrow it's Warzone. That's what I'm saying.
Boom.
You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? But
Mix and match.
no man,
That's
it's
great.
fun. Like it's to go back to it, it's literally like when I'm not putting all my eggs in the basket. Like anything could happen, things could change.
Absolutely. I think dating is a thing to take
Yeah.
seriously. But again, I think it takes like a good 3 months
Oh,
personally to
100%.
know whether you want to, if this person's compatible with you and
Yeah.
if you want to go further, because relationships are such a big thing, of
Yeah.
course. Like if you get into a relationship, that's you, I think personally, that's you saying, right, I want to spend the rest of your life with someone, because surely that's the end goal in any
Yeah.
relationship.
Well, for me, I just don't want to waste my time, you know? Like so if I'm not going to be in a relationship just to be in a relationship. You know, I could spend that time looking for someone else, doing other productive
Exactly.
things, and I
Yeah.
don't want to continue to like just be with somebody for the sex or whatnot, and then like know that it's not going to come to anything. You know,
Yeah.
that's my take on it. But no, it's fun. It's a good time. We'll see kind of where it goes, but ultimately just taking it day by day. You know.
Exactly. Not too much pressure on it. Again, yeah, just letting it go with the flow. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, but yeah, man, I've done some traveling myself. I had a little bit of an
Tell me.
unorthodox like upbringing. My father was in baseball growing up. He's a
Yeah,
professional
yeah.
baseball player, and
Wow.
so I hate baseball, but probably largely in part to him. I don't really have a relationship with him, but
Same here. Same here.
from
My
the
dad.
age of like I'd say from when I was born to the age of like 4 or 5, we would
Yeah.
travel with him, and so like every week was a different state in a different
Mhm.
hotel. You know what I mean? And
Okay,
so
yeah.
I got really adept to talking to people. You know, because you'd have
Yeah,
to
of
like
course.
make
Of
friends,
course.
talk to people, and then they'd be gone the next week, and you'd have to do it over again and over again and over
Yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm really good at making like initial friendships.
Yeah.
Holding them a little bit different. I've gotten better over the years, but just from like my upbringing, it was just all about creating that initial like connection. And so that then kind of manifested into like my love for swimming, my love for the water. Inside of every hotel that we had, there's a bathtub and there's a swimming pool, you know, at the facility.
Yeah.
And so I'm a huge bath guy. I take baths over showers every day of the week. And then not ashamed to admit it either. And then I fell in love with the swimming pool. We would spend like 4 or 5 hours a day at the swimming pool. And
Yeah.
that's what actually manifested me when I was like 5 or 6. I got into competitive swimming and then did that all the way up until I was 18. And I was professional for the last 2 years of it.
Wow.
So I was a professional swimmer. Ended up having hip surgery though going into my college year.
Ouch.
And so I had a full ride to University of Tennessee, which is a really prolific swimming school. It was
Yeah.
great, but couldn't go because I had surgery and then I had to retire from that. And
Wow.
there were
Unlucky.
some complications during the surgery, got super sick and whatnot. They didn't know if I was going to make it at a certain point, you know,
Wow.
if I was going to pull through.
That's intense.
Yeah, it was, but it's kind of cliche to say, but at that moment, it really put things into perspective for me, and it made me realize how much regret I would have if I actually would have died, you know?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, of
from
course.
that moment forward, I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to live with any regret. Anything that I want to do, I'm just going to go out there and do it. I don't care what it
Boom.
takes, what
Boom.
it's going to cost me. You know, I'm not going to worry about my future. I'm going to worry about the here and now, you know?
Yeah.
And so
Absolutely.
During that period, I worked in like property management to like save up some money and whatnot. Like working at like apartment complexes, like as like a
Yeah.
leasing agent or something like that. Worked
Yeah.
my way up to becoming like a business manager there within like not even like 6 months. Super weird, unorthodox way of doing it. We can go into that a little bit later. But ended up saving up enough money, and I'm half Puerto Rican. And so I know I don't look it. I look like a California white boy.
Must go well with the chicks. Like, hey, I'm half Puerto Rican.
I mean, I
How about
salsa.
you?
What's up, girl? But no. So then I decided, I was like, you know what? I want to get into like my roots, and so I moved to Puerto Rico for a year to like envelop myself. I have family over there, but I did it all on my own. Like, stayed in this like really crappy studio apartment.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Right next to university. Bad decision because I ended up getting mugged and then broke the guy's leg in self-defense. Turns out he was a cousin of a guy that was in the cartel, and then they ended up coming after me, and I had to leave Puerto Rico because of that.
Sorry, is this the plot of a new Netflix series?
Right? No, I've heard that before.
Listening to this, like, this is coming out on Netflix next month.
Well, they broke into my apartment while I was sleeping. That was the thing, and so I had to like escape out of the bathroom window, and so it was intense. But we could go into that a little bit more in depth. I'm giving you just the overview, kind of like you gave me. I'm sure there's more to your stories.
I need some more paper. I need to be writing this. I need to do an investigation.
Right?
This.
No, honestly, it's crazy, and
it is crazy.
But I wouldn't have it any other way. It's made for some really good stories, but it definitely molds me into who I am. And so after that, while I was there, I was taking Spanish classes, and two of my best friends that I've met were through there. One's from Switzerland and one's from the UK, London, and he is in the yachting industry. And so when I left there, I stayed home. I worked in property management again for about 3 months, saved up enough money, and then I bought a plane ticket to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which is the yachting capital of the world. Because like we would always go to the beach on like our days off or whatnot, or when we had some free time, and he would tell me stories of like what his job was like. I was like, that sounds awesome. Like I need to go do that. And so when I had to leave Puerto Rico, I decided to go do that. I bought a plane ticket. I had like $2,000 in my bank account. That was it. And took the courses that I need to be able to work on a boat. And then I stayed in like cruise quarters, which is like, it's like crew housing where you stay in with like 6 other guys. You share a room with like 1 or 2 other dudes. And like your whole purpose is to try and find a boat to work on, So what I would do is the best way to get a job, I found out through like the people that were in the industry and my buddies, was like, you need to go and you need to sneak into the docks.
Okay.
Or the marinas, and there's security, so you have to sneak past the security, but once you're in, you're kind of in, and then you just walk the docks and you ask if they need any extra help, if they need like an extra hand or whatnot, and then you start to get known that way, and then if an opening pops up, you can get on a boat, you know what I mean? And so that's what I did, like literally for like, I think it only took me 5 days before I found a job, which was like unheard of, and like, cause like everybody in my house had been looking for like 4 months, and then I come in 5 days, I land a job. But land a job, it was super cool. Dude, some of the stories of like sneaking into the marinas were amazing though.
I mean,
like,
this Netflix series sounds kind of crazy.
It's almost unbelievable, but like you can check my Instagram, like it all checks out.
No, I believe you. It's just something fucking cool.
Yeah. So ended up getting on a boat. The next thing you know, I'm in the Bahamas. We were doing charters. So there's a TV show called Below Deck. For anybody who's seen it, that's exactly what I did. I was a deckhand, and like we would charter the boat out. So it was like $150,000 a week to charter the boat out, but you still had to pay for your fuel, which is about $50,000, depending on how much you want to travel. And then like your food, you had to hire a chef, you had to do like all of it, and alcohol as well. So ultimately, you're looking at like a $200,000 to $250,000 like trip for a week. So we got like million and billionaires that kind of came out and would like use this as a vacation. And also, like, we had, like, some very prolific, like, rappers and, like, influential people that I've had on the boat that I can't talk about because I signed, like, NDAs and whatnot. But what was funny is I ended up becoming the bartender of the boat because the stew that was on the boat lied on her resume or her CV that she could like mix drinks and bartend. And we had a rapper on the boat one time. This is like our second charter, and he asked for like a Mai Tai or something, and she tried to make it and like completely botched it. And he threw the drink at her, literally like threw it at her, and like she like completely cried. I hated that girl, by the way. Like she was not a nice person, so I was like, yes, this is great. And then next thing you know, the captain like 10 minutes later says like, hey, you're gonna be the bartender for the boat. I was like, I'm 19. I can't even legally drink. Like
19 and you're on this yacht with
I don't even know like how to like serve alcohol. I can't even drink alcohol. He's like, we'll figure it out. He gave me a book of like I think it was like mixology 101 or something, or bartending 101. Read it. I went up to the dude and I was like, look, man, I'm gonna be making your drinks for the rest of this trip. I'm 19. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. But you just threw a drink at the girl that was supposed to be making your drinks, and she's literally downstairs crying. By the way, thank you. Nobody on this boat likes her, so I appreciate that you did that. But for the rest of tonight, I'm only going to be making you whiskeys. And then tomorrow, you let me like research a little bit, and I got you tomorrow. He's like, all right, young blood, I respect that. And then like we were cool.
No, you laid out the ground.
Oh, like, dude, I was just honest. Like I've found that like
if
you're just upfront and honest, and like you come at it from like a human side or aspect.
Exactly. That's the best thing you can do when you've smashed it. Jeez,
yeah,
you smashed it before he smashed you.
Dude, that was the best thing though. Like becoming the bartender on the boat was the best thing that ever happened to me on that boat, because if you're serving the alcohol, you're their best friend. So the next day when they wake up and they want to go to like a certain place, guess who they're asking to take them? This guy, you know? So I got to see so many cool things. I got to ride jet skis. The first time ever riding a jet ski, it was a guy from Sweden. Yeah. His family, his like little son, who was, I say little, he was like 18. He was like a year younger than me. He was like, hey, Alec, can you teach me how to ride the jet ski? And at that point, I had never ridden a jet ski a day in my life. But I was like, I'm not going to miss an opportunity to ride a jet ski in the Bahamas.
Of course not.
You know, so I was like, yeah, sure, man, let's go. So we get the jet skis in the water, and I like learn as I do it, you know? So it's fun.
My God.
But yeah, no, so after that I worked on the boats, got out of it.
Yeah. What age did you get out of it?
19. I was like coming up on 20.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then after that, I decided to go.
Why did you get out of it, by the way?
It's a hard life, man. You work 22-hour days, and like it's not uncommon for you to only get a couple hours sleep and then do it all over again. The tip is good because like you work your ass off for a week, and then they'll tip like the whole boat, and then you split that tip evenly across like everybody. So like the Christmas, like for Christmas we had a Christmas charter. I got like a $2,500 tip on top of my salary for 1 week of work. So like you work hard, but you also get compensated very well too. But it's not something sustainable for like a lifelong career.
No.
In my opinion,
thing, some fun, hard money. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So I did that and then got out of it. And then my buddy, who was also in my Spanish class in Puerto Rico, he's from Switzerland. He was getting married and asked me to be one of his groomsmen. And so super cool. All these guys are a lot older than me too. Like I was 18 at the time when I met them, and then they were all like, one was like 35, the other one was like 32. I've always associated myself or like more understood like 30-year-olds rather than like people my age.
More mature people, yeah, absolutely, yeah. People with some experience.
But he comes from a very well-to-do family, and so it was going to be like a gala event, like a gala wedding.
Ooh,
so very like white tie and whatnot. And so I knew that there was going to be ballroom dancing. And so I decided to take a couple lessons like here stateside before going out there, so I could at least like do a little bit of waltz or whatnot, not look like a complete like American idiot, you know. And ended up taking 2 weeks of classes, and then they asked me if I wanted to like work there as a ballroom dancer. And I was like, guys, I don't even know how to dance. Like legitimately, I couldn't even tell you like what a 1 count versus the 4 count was. You know what I mean? And
so what was it that made them ask you to do that?
Like, the personality. It was the personality. Because they're just like, they're just because essentially all it is it's sales. You know, like if you work in a dance studio, you're selling dance lessons. You're trying to get to competitions. You're trying to get people to compete with you. So you're essentially just selling yourself. And I guess naturally good at that. And so
yeah, absolutely.
they told me, they're just like, we love your personality. I was like, but I don't even know how to dance. They're like, we can teach you that. And I was like, do I get free dance lessons? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, I'm in, you know?
I'm in.
So
It'd be silly to miss out on that.
Exactly. So I did that for about a year and a half, almost 2 years, and danced professionally. So I was a professional ballroom dancer for about a year, which was insane, man. Absolutely insane.
Insane.
The first time I went to a competition, I was like, I don't belong here. I don't even know what I'm doing. Like,
I feel that.
I didn't even have like ballroom like dancing pants until like 10 minutes before I actually had to go on stage. It was horrible, but amazing. It makes for like a great story. Like my partner thought I had been dancing for 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? I never said anything different. I never lied to her, but I never corrected her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just kind of, at a certain point, I was like, what has my life become? Like, I feel like I am just like a moments away from getting caught. You know, like everybody knowing that I'm just a phony. But it never happened. I got out in time. And yeah, man, after that, I haven't really done too much traveling. He got married in Switzerland, had that, traveled through like Germany and a little bit of that. A little bit of Austria and like France and everything like that. What happened in Switzerland? My buddy got married.
Buddy got married and stuff. I thought you said you got married. I was like, well, you just skip that.
Oh, hell no. Not yet. Not yet. Not gonna wood. But yeah, then came back, and I've always been I streamed while I was in Puerto Rico a little bit. Very briefly, just playing League of Legends.
Was that the first time? Was that the first time you streamed?
That was the first time I got into it. I just started playing. I don't know if you know what League of Legends is.
I love League of Legends.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got in. My buddy from high school, it was a way for us to stay in contact while I was like away. And so we would play League of Legends at night. And then there's a guy that we would play with that streamed. And he wasn't that good, and he wasn't that funny, you know? Yeah. But I remember there's this, like, he got like a $10 donation. And I was like, dude, like, I'm the, like, not to be like a jerk, but I was like, I'm the funny man of this group. You know what I mean? I make everybody laugh, and I'm better at this game than him. I'm like, and people are paying him to make money?
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. Like, this guy's getting $10. Where's my money?
Exactly. And I'm a broke ass bitch at this point in Puerto Rico. You know, $10 would go a long way. You know, and so just started that, and like had some fun with it. Did it literally like just for fun. Never made a schedule. Would like stream once a week or something. And then I went and I came home, did it for a little bit longer, and then I was on the boats, you know what I mean? So I completely took a break from that.
Of course, yeah.
Wasn't just within the past like 8-9 months that I really started to take it serious. I'd say I've been streaming for the past like year and a half, 2 years.
So what made you come back to it after all your travels?
Dude, I just love it. I just love it. Like I found like I've done some different jobs. Like I was a tech analyst for a software company for like 8 months. Again, fell into that job very similar to how I fall into everything else. Like I just talked my way into it, and it was just miserable, man. Like it was like an office job, like 9 to 5. Wanted to literally blow my brains out, you know, every day of the week. And
so do you do this full time then now?
No. So I'm also a swim coach. So the swim team that I used to coach, or the swim team that I used to swim on professionally when I was younger, is now the team that I coach.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. But what I did is I quit that tech analyst job. That was completely miserable. And I moved into this house with 2 other roommates that I didn't know. Not a huge fan of them. Like literally like I got the master suite. So I had enough room for my setup, my bedroom, and then like I had like it was like my own little like studio apartment, and then we just had like a communal kitchen, you know?
Yeah. That's cool.
And so I took a huge hit because I was in like a 2-bedroom apartment. It was a nice apartment, all to myself that I could support myself with off of my salary from the job. But when I quit that, all that went away, you know? So I moved into a house and then just started really hitting hard on streaming, you know? And the reason why is I told myself, I was like, I could do this job, I could move up, I could make 150,000 a year, and like that's safe, you know, I could have a family, but at what point am I going to be happy? You know, am I just going to be chasing the money, or am I going to enjoy what I'm doing?
Exactly.
And so I got scared, man, and I quit my job literally the next day after I thought that. Like the thought came into my head. I was like, you know what, I'm done. Like I can't do this. And at that point I had already put out a feeler, like, or my coach had already talked to me saying like they needed a coach. So I knew that was there. And then I lined up the house and whatnot, and
Yeah.
and moved in. And so I'm using my coaching. My coaching right now can support my lifestyle. Like I can scrape by with it. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to
absolutely.
rely on streaming to, like, if I have a bad month, I'm not going bankrupt, on streaming. But it's allowed me to only work about 15 hours a week, and then stream and like make content the rest of the time. And ever since I've done that, it's my community's grown exponentially. The monetary sense has grown exponentially too. Again, I'm not making a bunch of money, but I'm making, I'd say on average, around anywhere between $300 to like $600 a month, just playing video games. And that right there is something that can grow. Like last 6 months ago I was making $50, so it's cool to kind of see that. And I don't do it for the money, but like you do need money in order to like continue this as a job, so that's
absolutely. But it's a great way to see that you are doing the right things. Again, for me, I quit my job of holiday repping all last year. I was in Italy. I saved up loads because I thought to myself, right, next year I'm going to quit this and I'm going to have so much money behind me that I can invest in my beautiful setup, which is right in front of me. And then for a whole entire year, I can just give it my all, day in, day out. Now, I had a bit of a rough start because I went from obviously doing my repping job and I was presenting and selling and doing everything in front of all my guests in the hotels I had in front of hundreds of people, to then being in this room full time all by myself from one extreme to the other. So the first month I was adjusting, and then I was doubting myself, this, that, and the other. But then after that, you kind of say to yourself, right, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Like people are so wanting like the fame, the success to come so fast.
The immediate gratification.
Immediate, exactly. So when it doesn't, they feel defeated. Now, I'm going to be honest, I felt that.
I feel like everyone
after that,
has.
I persevered. And now in the last 2 months, like through that and invest in anything I get, because I've got no active income right now. I'm living off the money I made all last year. And now out of any money I get from Twitch, I put directly back into the stream because that is the way to do it. But definitely, it is hard, 100%. But when you see the statistics, and not enough people do look at the statistics, you need to know what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and learn from that as well. And current trends, like that's why I'm on the whole Warzone thing. It might be big for 2 weeks. It may flop after that. It may continue to go up.
But at least you got in when it first started.
Exactly. And you put your all into everything. Like there's a brilliant motivational speaker. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he said, the Vikings, when they were conquering lands and everything, they'd sail over the seas. And when they got to a new land, instead of keeping their boats at the shore for an escape route, they would burn them. So the only thing they could do is conquer the land, or that was it. So and that basically is whatever you do, don't give yourself a second option. Give whatever you want to do. If that's your passion, give it 100%. And I now feel confident with my beautiful and amazing community. Again, you guys know who you are, and where we're going, that I'm on the right track 100%.
Hell yeah, man. And how long have you been streaming for in particular?
So I came back to streaming in November. Now, November was a bit of a hard month, personal reasons, this, that, and the other. And again, doubting myself as well. So I think from like January is when I really kind of started getting my act together. And February was an amazing month, and March has boomed off so well, so good as well. So, but I'd say December, we'll kind of come back into this. We're now on 122 subs. We just hit 2,500 followers on Twitch.
That's awesome, man.
And I'm a big fan of saying get on social media, every single platform. You know what? The amount of people that have laughed when I said get on TikTok. TikTok is, have you seen the statistics?
The amount of people that are on it.
Incredible. I did a video last Friday. That video is now on 150,000 views.
What'd you do?
It's all about the tags. It's literally all about the tags.
Did you follow like a trend or?
No, I just I followed the trends. Look today, look over plus 99 notifications. Like I can't even keep up with it. Right? If I go to the video
We're gonna
now,
need to talk about
100.
that a little bit more. I want to talk about, not necessarily on the podcast because I want to get more into you, but I want to talk about how
Absolutely.
you grew. Because go real quick. Do you have TikTok
Yeah,
open?
yeah.
Go to TikTok real quick, and
I'm on.
then type in my name Slevtek,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then
It's
then
all yeah. Got it.
show. Do you see the one where like there's like a circle and then I'm walking in the circle?
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
second one.
yeah.
Yeah, press play on that one.
Oh, I love it.
But see, that's the kind of content that I want to make, and that's the kind of content I want to make more of. For those that are listening to this, or that for anybody that hasn't seen it,
That was funny.
I essentially dressed up as James Bond. So I had like the suit and tie. I had everything literally dressed to the nine as James Bond. I just didn't have any pants on, and I went into the mall. This was New Year's Eve, so the day before New Year's Eve. It's packed. Like everybody is like there, and we record it. And then we run out and like run through the mall, and the whole aspect of it is I just didn't have any pants on. And so I was completely dressed up, but I just didn't have any pants on, and I recreated the James Bond like theme song where he like walks into frame and then points and shoots at the camera, and then the blood flows down. And it was a lot of fun. It didn't hit, you know. And I think that's probably because no one else was doing it. There wasn't a lot of eyes on it
because it just again the algorithm for TikTok is so unique. If someone watches it all the way through, it will go to another viewer. If they like it, it will go to 2 more viewers. If they share it, obviously more. But if one person views it and they don't even watch it to the end, that's when it stops. TikTok will stop sharing it.
Yeah.
So it's all about the initial like interaction with it. If people react with it or just watch it all the way to the end, it will keep getting shared. Like this video right here, simply, yesterday it was on 140,000. Today it's on 175,000.
Jesus,
It'll get to 1 million. It'll get to 1 million, but that doesn't mean anything because my next videos after that hit 200, 600, 200.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So it doesn't matter how big your audience is. It could just be one video that takes off.
Yeah, but it's all about the tags, about current trends. My video was very interesting. In my video, the question is what would you do if you were the last human on Earth and everyone else you knew were actually robots? You just didn't know about it. And I got the amount of responses I got saying, you know what, I used to think that when I was like 8 years old, 10 years old.
How did you tag that?
There's 12,000 likes, 1,400 comments, and the people message me nonstop about that one video.
Yeah.
Like, how did I tag it?
Yeah.
Again, that's what I looked at. I looked at the most popular videos, and I copied their tags because I thought, surely got to work, and it did. FYP. Again, I can go through the tags another time, but
that's the For You page, right?
FYP. Yeah, for your page. XYCBA. Saw that, copied that. Viral, not for you. Hot, motivation, dream, Twitch, YouTube.
How many tags did you put in?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, okay.
Now on Twitter, I would never dream of doing more than 2 tags.
Yeah.
Never more than 2 tags. It ruins the interaction. But on TikTok, that rule does not apply. The more the merrier.
Interesting.
Essentially. But you need to figure out the algorithm.
Yeah, we need to talk more about it because I've made TikToks and they're fun. I just want to.
I'd repost that one. I'd repost that James Bond one with more tags.
Yeah, just like For You page.
Yeah, I would keep it on your thing because if you delete your TikToks, then it ruins your account. Never delete it. No, it ruins the interaction.
So just repost that, and you think it could do better?
Repost it.
That's a good one. That's pretty funny, right?
More tags, more current tags. See what's hot. But look at the date. If you see a video which has got like a few million views and it's from like 2 months ago, don't use it.
Yeah.
Like look, try and
find one that's current,
fresh.
Interesting, dude. I like it, man. I see. I'm all about social media, and that's what also a big reason why I've done this podcast is like people stream on Twitch for hours on end. You know, they are grinding it out. They stream 10, 12, 16 hours a day, you know. But if you're streaming to 3 people, not that there's anything wrong with streaming to 3 people, but if that's all that you're doing,
Yeah.
Twitch is not a platform to get discovered on. It is completely and utterly undisputed at this point.
I love this topic. I absolutely love this
You know,
topic.
you have to
Why
spread out.
Yeah, why stream for 10 hours when you can stream for 1 or 2 and then get in for the rest of those 8 hours, which you would be streaming normally? Why not make a video, get on YouTube? Because YouTube is always there.
Yeah.
If you're streaming on Twitch, you can only be found when you are streaming.
Yeah.
If you're not streaming, you can't be found unless you
Exactly.
obviously got your playbacks. But who goes through playbacks on Twitch? Twitch is for the now and the live.
Yeah.
YouTube is for playbacks.
Yeah.
So record the video, put it on YouTube, and then there you are. People can find you anytime. They can find you in 100 years,
Yeah.
or they can find you in a minute.
But the
But on
biggest
Twitch, you
thing
can't do
with
that.
YouTube that I found, because I've also posted on YouTube, and
Yeah.
there's different content that will get viewed on YouTube. You have to make content for your subscribers that you currently already have, you know? So like those are like the highlights, those are the montages, those are like the great games. And then you have to you have to make content that reaches a new audience. You know, like how to get better at Warzone, things like that, you know, informative or educational videos and whatever they may be. Like my number one video, I have I think it's like 16,000 views right now on it. And it's an unboxing of a Scuff controller. That was my number one video because I tagged it really well. I put the title and like the thumbnail looked really clean. And it was definitely my best video, but I spent the least amount of time on it. You know, like actually recording it. It was just like a raw, like unboxing video, and it did the best. Whereas I've spent 20 hours working on a like blackout video that was so much fun to make, but it was super time intensive, and that only got like 200, which is amazing. But those were 200 views from of my already subscribers. So that's something that I should be creating for them, but not expecting to get new reach from it. You know,
in this day and age, honestly, people's attention spans have, including myself, I can't concentrate. This is probably the longest I've been able to concentrate for a long time.
I love it.
But this is an engaging conversation, so I can.
Yeah.
But people's attention spans are minimum. That's why things like TikTok work. It's you watch a 10-second video, maybe like a minute video max. That's why it works so well. So now, again, as you said, information, but there's so many videos where people are given information and they go such a long way around it to extend it to 10 minutes. And people go, you know what? No, I'll just go to this other video where the quality is worse, but it gets me the information quicker.
Well, there's also been, I don't know if I'm kind of into YouTube culture as a whole, just so I can see trends and see algorithms and what works and what doesn't.
No, I love it. I love the statistics and the marketing.
Do you know who Logan Paul is?
Of course, who doesn't?
Yeah, with KSI and everything like that. But he's shifted his vlogs from 10 to 15 minutes long to about 4 to 6 minutes. And he's gone on record on his Impulsive podcast saying that the reason why he's done that is he's taken a book out of David Dobrik. Do you know who he is?
Oh, yeah, he's massive. Yeah. He's been growing and booming for ages.
And David Dobrik only makes 4-minute and 20-second long videos and posts them in like a vlog format. And it's essentially the modern day Cheers. You know,
he leaves people wanting more.
Exactly.
People love him.
But it's also the attention span thing that you kind of talked about. Absolutely. All of his bits never are more than a minute long. They're typically 15 to 20-second little bits, and you put those together into a 4-minute and 20-second video. And now the YouTube algorithm is starting to recognize that, and it's starting to actually promote videos of that nature. So Logan Paul, his channel was actually decreasing when he would try to go back to his normal vlog style. And then when he started going more the David Dobrik route, his channel soared and just shot up. You know?
That's what I love about again, Logan Paul is a very controversial figure, 100%, but you cannot second guess or doubt his knowledge about his efforts or anything he did. He's so intelligent. Like,
well, that's the biggest thing.
He doesn't show it. But he
is. It's his character. But the biggest thing, like how I've always lived my life when I was swimming, I wasn't the most talented swimmer, you know. But there's a saying that I heard. I don't know who it's by, but it's literally become like my life mantra. It is, you don't have to like me, but I'm gonna work so hard that you have no choice but to respect me.
Yeah.
You know, and that is, I
Yeah.
think, exactly what these people do. We don't necessarily have to like who they are. You don't have to align with their perspectives, but at least respect the amount of time and effort and grind that they've put in, not
Oh,
just from a
100%.
grinding standpoint, but from an intellectual standpoint of having to like work smarter as well to achieve what he's done. He didn't get lucky. You know, he put in those hours that he needed to do. You
Of
know,
course, of
any big
course.
YouTuber did, and I'm using Logan Paul as an example, but there's many other ones that are just as controversial, if not more or less, that have
Absolutely.
paved their own way. You know,
No, 100%. And again, sure enough, there'll be a few. A lot of people like to like think, oh, some YouTubers only got big because of who they know.
yeah,
Sure enough, that might help boost their growth rate, but they can't stay at the top unless
can't
they
sustain it.
are
I
the
think you
best.
can. I think you can create a comfortable life by knowing the right people,
Uh-huh.
but what does that? What? How does that help us? You know, the only thing that
Mm,
that'll help us is us being comfortable with not being good enough. You know, just being like,
yeah.
oh, well, I don't know anybody, so why am I even going to try? You know, but if
Uh-huh.
you want this, if you want to be a content creator and you want to make a full time living and this be your profession, you can't even think of that. Like, okay, I don't know anybody. That's out of the question. What can I do? What can I control
Yeah.
to move forward? You know,
Some people like to make excuses to make it easier so they
exactly.
don't
To
they never give it a
justify
shot.
why they're not making it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Stop making excuses. Again, I worked 6 days a week all last year in Italy. Yeah, to save up my money for an entire 7 months. I didn't go out in Italy. There was reps partying away, everything was happening,
Yeah.
and save that money. And now I'm making this happen.
Yeah.
Like there's no excuses. You can
Exactly.
do whatever you want. People sure enough come from all walks of life. Yeah. And some of the most rich and successful people come from nothing. There's
Exactly.
unfortunately, you can't feel sorry for yourself in the situations
Mm-mm.
because there's always someone out there who's
Yeah.
got it worse and who will work
Well,
10 times as hard as you.
that and like you can feel sorry for yourself. That is an option. But what's it
Mm,
gonna? Where's it gonna get you?
exactly.
Do you
Where's it
know?
going to get you?
If you
You can
want to,
waste
if you
your
want to make a
life.
content like a career out of content creation, you can't complain about like your stance. You can only work with what you have and move forward if you're gonna do it. Or if you're just gonna complain, you're just gonna continue to stay stagnant. You know?
Exactly. If you've got a phone, if there's anyone like wanting to do it and you're watching this right now, you've got a device to start.
Yeah.
Like there's honestly no excuses.
Yeah.
Some people work 2 to 3 jobs and they still find time to do it because that's their dream
That's
and they
their
will do
passion.
anything
Yeah.
to get there.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
No, and I love it. I love being able to talk about this too because I feel there's so many kids like I coach 9 to 12 year olds for
Yeah.
my group and they know what I do. Like a lot of the boys will all the boys are just like I want your life. I want your job because you literally coach for 2 hours a day and then you like play video games for the rest. I'm like,
Not
not quite,
quite.
but I get where you're going. And I explained to him, I'm
Yeah.
like, look, like I play video games Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday
Yeah.
from 10 to 3 p.m. You
Uh-huh.
know, that's maybe 20 hours a week of playing video games. Now, to
Yeah.
the average person, that might seem like a lot, but to like somebody that's like that's your job, that is such a small part of the pie. You know, I
Mhm.
put in 60 hours a week into the brand, is what I call it, the business. So
Yeah.
that's a third of the time is actually playing video games. It's not even half of it, you know?
Yeah.
And nobody
Yeah.
really understands that. Nobody understands that it takes so much more behind the scene work. And like you're just on stage, you're performing. I view it as like a stand-up comic, you know,
Of course.
or an actor.
It's
An actor is a great representation. Like you have to
it,
memorize your lines, you have to travel, you have to do all these things, you have to go to auditions, you have to do this and that, and then
yeah,
you're
of
on the
course.
screen, you know, and you say your lines. And for every, I'd say, hour of airtime, there's
Yeah.
10 hours of behind the scenes. You know, that's how I view it.
100%, 100%. And you're an entertainer. Again, if you're on Twitch, this will get me riled up. This is something I get really passionate about. Moving on
Mhm.
from that, if you're on Twitch, and I think everyone will know someone that is wants to be a Twitcher, wants to be a streamer,
A
and
Twitcher,
if
I
you're
like
on there,
that.
Twitch is an entertainment platform. You need to be entertaining.
Yeah,
Like, if you want to be big, you need to either be one of the world's best players on a video game of your choice, or you need to be entertaining. If you can combine them together, there's a winning formula. But you've got to do one of those. There's so many people I watch on Twitch and I want to yell at. I'm there like, you are sitting there just playing a video game, maybe saying hey when someone pops in, but you're not, that's all they're doing.
Yeah.
And they say they've got dreams of doing this, that, and the other. And they're like, what are you doing to separate yourself from all the other thousands of people?
Yeah, millions at this point, I would think.
Millions.
Yeah.
Oh, it drives me mad. And they're like, don't get me wrong. I'm not big by far. I mean, we're getting places now, 122 subs. I've already said that, blah, 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 the community. But I thrive off it. I love looking at the statistics. I love seeing where I've come from. And I'm always thinking, right, what am I doing next? The Martin Walsh show. I want it to be a show.
Yeah.
Like, my next thing is I'm going to be in a shirt and tie. I'm going to be like a chat show host, sweating out Warzone.
I love it, bro.
Like, you think of the next thing. The aim of this is to create a platform like Dr. Disrespect, where he could be on TV. He could have his own TV channel. Yeah. Like, legit. Obviously, TV is going down. YouTube is up. Like, TV's in the past. Netflix and all that's coming up. But it's creating that brand, having that picture in your head of what is my goal. If you don't have a goal, you will just aimlessly wonder. Maybe you've got all these ideas and you'll get lost in them. If you've got a goal, you can wake up every day, write it there. I've got a bit of paper in my room, so when I wake up, I'm looking at my paper on that ceiling.
Really? Yeah, I'm gonna be right back. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I gotta show you something.
No problem. We may as well make this most of this situation right now. And hi guys, my name's Martin Walsh, and we're currently just doing a podcast with Slevtek. There you are, I can see the beautiful setup. There you are. Definitely check it out when it goes on. You gotta make the most of every situation.
Hell yeah, man! That's awesome. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to take a step away, because I feel like what you just touched on is so important. Having a structure,
a mood board, a goal,
a structure, whatever it may be. Like, I legitimately have this. Like, this is my notebook that I have all of my ideas literally in here. You know what I mean? I also like to doodle too, so there's that.
Who doesn't?
But legitimately, and I'll see, like, you'll see 1,000, right? Like, I put 1,000 in here, and like I also put, the reason why I put 1,000 is like, and I'll put it all throughout, is because I was looking at trying to get 1,000 followers at this point, you know? And then I also did, like, I would copy and paste or like cut out and tape in like certain thumbnails that I thought were really cool and like how people do things, you know? And legitimately, it just goes
a good
into such
motivator.
Depth. It's a good motivator, but it just keeps you honest with it too, you know? How can you produce content if you don't know what you want to produce?
Exactly. You need that end goal to keep yourself going. But then whenever you have a bad day, you can go back to that book and be like, I hit this, I did this.
Yeah.
I read in this book about, I can't remember the book. I'm really bad at my memory is awful.
Yeah.
But this guy back in 1940, whatever, was talking to one of the richest men in the world. He was quite poor. He was a journalist. And the richest man in the world said to him, I want you to look in a mirror and say, you are going to be as rich or richer than who I am. I want you to say it every single day in the mirror.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yes, it is.
I've read it.
It is.
Yep.
I love it. And I go into that mirror, or I'll come in front of the camera, and I'll be there like, I am Martin Walsh, and I'm going to absolutely smash. I'm going to be the next big Twitch. And I'll say that, and I will believe it. The first few days, I felt ridiculous.
Yeah, you feel
just like he did in the book. I felt so
But you
silly.
also feel ridiculous when you first stream, too. The first time you went on.
Am I doing it right? People are going to judge me. You go through it all. It's a roller coaster. But then you learn to be you and be happy with you. Don't do it for other people. Do it for you.
Yeah, 100%. But like, I just want to stress the importance, like, because a lot of people that watch this are content creators or are streamers. And again, you and me are such a small drop in the bucket that is the streaming industry.
1,000,000%.
But just because you are a small fish in a large pond doesn't mean that you have to act like one. You know, and that's how I've lived my life. Like I don't know if you've seen the TV show called Suits.
Suits. I've not seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah. There's a saying inside of it. Like, hold on, let me again. We're going deep. Like people are gonna learn a lot about it.
No, I love it. I think I kind of know where you're going with, like,
So first of all, this is literally right next to my nightstand. Think and Grow Rich, what we were just talking about. Have that next to my nightstand every single day. And then there's this one in my wallet. Let me get it out. It's a little. Do you know what an index card is? You might call them a little bit different in the UK, but it's legitimately. Dude,
I've got by me The Art of Happiness.
I love it.
And what's this one? I'm halfway through this one by Ray Dalio. I always say his name wrong. Principles. Yeah. Great books.
Yeah, but I keep that. You can literally tell how like raggedy this little card is. You know, I leave it in my wallet at all times, and it's filled with quotes that like if I'm ever like doubting myself, that I literally will pull this out and I'll read it. And I'll read a couple of them, but there's one that says, "You will live a dull and boring life if you do not take risks." You know?
Yeah, great quote. Absolutely.
And then another one is, "You're never going to win big if you only look to minimize your losses." You know, another one's, "Playing by the rules will get you nowhere." Adjust your strategy based on observations of people's emotional reactions to certain points. And then, "Your appearance is just as important as your talent." Love that one. Because I feel like...
how true is that on Twitch and
you know
YouTube
what I mean?
and everywhere?
How you present yourself.
Again, like if you come on to Twitch and you're not... or anywhere, if you come anywhere and your appearance isn't... Who wants to watch someone who smells or is half shaven or hasn't done their hair? Like, such little things really do matter.
Yeah. Another one is, "Know your competition inside and out." And then there's this one: "Just because you're a rookie doesn't mean that you have to think like one." That is the quote. You know, that's the quote that I absolutely love, because I feel like everybody is just doing what, like, people that want to stream are just streaming. You know, like, no, like, what are the big brand guys doing to get to where they were, you know, to get to where they're at now? You know, do you think they just streamed? No, they did so much more behind the scenes.
They pushed it. They pushed it. Absolutely.
It's absolutely insane. And then another one is, "Don't announce the problem, fix it." And then this is my favorite one: "You don't send a puppy to clean up its own mess." That was just a one for life. But but I keep it literally in my wallet every single day, and it's just there, you know.
It's a good motivator. Absolutely.
I feel like people need that. I know for me personally, I don't view it every day. I don't view it every week, but like sometimes I'll go in there and I'll be like, you know what? Like, I am working hard. There is a purpose to this. I am more than just a personality. I'm also a thinker, you know, and you have to be in order to make it big. Like, nobody just stumbles upon success and can hold it, you know, without being an intellectual. So.
Yeah, and going through the journey, people at the top always say, go through the journey and appreciate it, like, enjoy it. And people go, oh, well, I just want to make it big and then I'll enjoy it. No, you've got to be so thankful. Gratitude is one of the biggest keys to success.
Yeah.
So, and I honestly believe that. I think the people that you can see are grateful for everything. And don't get me wrong, there's a whole subgenre, it's like a whole different thing about fake gratitude, this, that, and the other. But if you're genuine, people will see that. And if you know, gratitude is the one thing that which will keep you going. It's a fuel, 100%. It's a fuel as well.
Yeah.
It's a success.
Yeah. No, I love it. I actually really love talking to you because I can tell that you're very down to earth. Look, we have a lot in common with like our perspective on life in general, from wanting more out of it and traveling and all of that.
100%.
And it's cool to be able to talk to somebody that is like-minded, you know, and be able to bounce things off of. And like, I'm just like so excited to have like met you through Miss G, you know, like I just find it so
a blessing. Cool. It was a blessing, but it was again, it was kind of like meant to. I hate saying things were meant to be.
Yeah.
You make things happen. You made things happen. I made things happen. Miss Gigglebox made this all happen. But I see this as a blessing at the end of the day, because I find it hard to have a conversation with someone so like-minded, as you just said, and be able to discuss all these different parts. And I love behind the scenes. I love the statistics side to it. Someone said to me the other day, they said to me about streaming. They said, "Oh, just be happy, just enjoy it, just have fun." Like, did the biggest entrepreneurs in the world, the biggest streamers, do you think they just enjoyed it? They clicked stream, enjoyed it, went off?
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, if
you have a bad day and you just turn off the stream, like, that's gonna affect you. That's gonna affect your business. There's Jeff Bezos has like a speech where he talks about, he's like, if you can find a job or a career that you enjoy 70%, or let's just even say 50% of what you do, you will be a very happy individual. You're never going to enjoy 100% of any job at all. It's just not feasibly possible, you know?
Yeah.
But if you can enjoy 50% of it, you can grind it out. You can work towards building that. And then guess what? There will come a time where you can delegate and outsource the other 50% that you do not like to do.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
But you have to get to that point. And nothing is given to you in this world, you know?
No.
And even if it is, it's not given to you. It's not given to me, you know? So there's nothing we can do about it, you know? We can sit around and bitch and moan that, oh, the world's not fair, this and that. But where's that going to get us? Absolutely nowhere. You know, we can only do what we can do with our situation. And so that's the whole part, is you have to continue to wake up. Even if you don't want to stream, you have to go in and you have to stream, and you have to put on a strong face, because there are people that look up to you inside of the community that tune in, that are having it worse than you are, and use you as a way to escape their own problems.
Escapism. That's exactly the word to use, escapism, for everyone. And we're to a minority, no matter how big or small you are, there's that post I keep seeing is, keep trying your best every time. Give your 100% on stream, even if you're going through your own
personal issues.
Personal. I don't know what word to use then, but personal issues, absolutely. You know, put on that face, be that character that people love to see, because you're doing good. The streamers, whether you're on 1, 2, 3 viewers or a few more than that, those people come back because you help them out in their lives little by little, and be happy about every little thing. And if it comes, it's because you work hard enough for it. As you said, it doesn't just come, you make it happen. If you want that, go and get it. Don't make the excuses. Like, life is hard, and the people around you, I'm sure, are amazing. And if you ever need help, again, I always say to anyone in my community, I've got my Discord. I'm on there when I can, because of course, busy lives, doing everything. But I'm always in there, and I love the messages when someone feels like they can message me personally going, I'm having a really hard day, or this, that, and everyone. And I always respond to the people in my community 100%. And I know I affect their lives little by little, and they affect mine, because I love doing what I do.
Exactly. And I love the fact that, like, you can touch so many different people for the better. You know, like, I've told this on a couple of other podcasts, but like, I had a DM from a guy who was a freshman in high school, you know, and he came into my stream, said hi. I said hello right away. I said, hey man, how's it going? So nice to have you in. Like, welcome to the community, this and that. And then I had like 4 or 5 other people, like Miss G was one of them, that said, oh, hey, like, how's it going? Welcome. And like, I didn't even think anything of it, because that's just what we do inside of the stream. You know, we welcome people in. And then, like, we started talking to him. I struck up a conversation with him just through the chat. And like, he started to tune into our streams. A couple months later, I ended up getting a message on Instagram, a DM, saying, hey man, I just wanted to say thank you so much for welcoming me into the community. When I found you, no one had even acknowledged me in over 2 months. You know, they had never even said my name. They never said hello at all. And I was seriously contemplating suicide because I didn't feel like anybody cared about me, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, I found your stream when I was on my way home from school on the school bus, and like I really like Call of Duty, and I found your channel, and you immediately welcomed me in, and you made me feel like I belonged somewhere, you know?
That's beautiful.
And
That's beautiful.
like I get emotional talking about it even now, because it doesn't matter how big of a streamer or a content creator you are. Like at that point, I had maybe 4 or 5 people watching me at any given time. You know, that's very like that's small in the grand scheme of like having a 20,000 viewers watching you. You know, but that allows like impact. You know, it doesn't matter how big you are, you can still make a difference in someone's life. In fact, I'd even go far enough, not to cut you off, but to say that we have more of an impact than those larger streamers, because we have more of a one-on-one connection with those people. And nobody, like those larger people, they would if they could, but they just can't because there's too many people. You know?
They can get a large message out and they can be motivators, but again, it's one-to-one and more personal. 100%, 100%. And that was an absolutely beautiful story. And again, whether you know it or not, like for other streamers, it's happening. It's happening. You never know what is going on behind closed doors. Every single person has their own issues. Me, you, everyone. So whether you think you're having a bad day and someone watches you who normally they would do, and you're having a bad day, they feel for you, but it affects them as well. Like you go out there and try your best every single time, because you never know who's watching as well.
Exactly.
You never know when your opportunity is going to strike. Like that's what life is. It's one big opportunity.
Exactly.
And you just got to try your best.
Yeah. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but you just have to go out there and do the best that you can. That's all you can do.
100%. 100%.
Well, dude, I love this conversation. It has we've gone over, but like I absolutely love it. We're gonna have to do another episode, 100%.
I had a team meeting at 10 o'clock, and I was just there like, nah, we can wait.
Well, let's wrap it up, man. We'll definitely do another one, though. I'm not even joking. But where can we find you, man? I have you as Martin Walsh. Is it the Martin Walsh Show, or how's that on Twitch?
Twitter. On my Twitch is my main platform is Martin Walsh, simply that.
Okay.
On Twitter it is Josh MW96. That's the @, and then that will redirect you to the Martin Walsh Twitter page. Absolutely.
Gotcha.
But yeah, there we go. Absolutely beautiful that was.
I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for coming out, man. I feel like this is the start of a friendship for sure.
100%. So I hope so.
I absolutely love it. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you have gotten to this point in the podcast, you are the real MVP. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come in and chill and just see what we're all about. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed it. I feel like those are some great conversations or conversational topics. But in the description, guys, let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think of today's episode? If you're listening to this in the audio format or on the video format, make sure to go down in the description. I'll have everything linked for my boy Martin Walsh. Go give him some love. Go show him some love. And let's
get my community.
I love it. Let's get this conversation. Let's keep it going. But guys, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day.